Okay, I'm going to be honest. I chose the worst possible time to go live. Because I feel like I feel like I need to go to yeah go yeah go to the powder room. What is that? What all the posh folks say? No, it's just all what all the ancient folks say. Anyway, let's start this up and let's go ahead. Oh yeah, that reminds me, I do need to post the other vid. I finally finished the vid for Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, so that one should be up shortly. There we go. Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of MTG Arena Run. Today we are going to be doing a premier draft of Strixhaven. And without further ado, let's cash them coins in and see. Well, it's okay. It looks like it's really popular if it loads up all at once. So we still are waiting on one more person. Oh yeah, also the mystical archives can really change the nature of the draft depending on what you open. Not every mystical archive card is necessarily great, but sometimes you happen to hit a good one. Priority really is going to be on Learned Lesson. Yeah, not. But pretty much Learned Lesson is is going to be the most important part here. Oh wait. Okay, okay, start it up. And okay, interesting. This is yet another Strict Proctor. I do have a full playset of this, so I don't really need this. That said, show confidence kind of helps us in the. I am willing to take Strict Proctor because it messes a lot of ETB triggers. Usually, Quandrix and Prismari have quite a good number of these. Okay, it doesn't fit. This one's a replacement effect. But there are a lot of ETB effects that this messes up, so I'm willing to take this one. I really want to go into White X again. We are passing Black as a solid removal spell. But I'm willing to take another Strict Proctor here. I am not willing to take Grape Shot though. Witherbloom Command is fine. I'm more likely to just take the Lash of Malice here. It does put us in over Owlin Shield Mage. I want to see if we can get more of these cards first. Pledge Mage is fine. Containment Breach, though white-green is not really a thing. Yeah, I think I want to take the Lash of Malice. It's one of the few removal spells other than Defend the Campus, which is a bit on the expensive side. And Vine Glimmer Snarl, I guess I could collect that. There's also Village Rites. Professor's Warning gives us an interesting combat trick effect. Somehow, oddly enough, we are kind of running shy on actual cards. Red white never really lined up, so that one is not gonna make the cut anytime soon. This is a bit. I could just take this for value, but realistically, I should be taking Professor's Warning, cutting as much black as possible, and we get Fury Calm Snarl instead. I'm probably gonna take Rise of X this year. At this point, this gives us a very good, solid This gives us a solid learn card, although it is awfully late, I'll be honest. It's also possible that white-black is being really cut heavily from where I am. So I might want to start considering going into another color. Okay, not too much. We still have a hunt for specimens, we still have an eager first year. We still need to take some lessons, but normally I would take the eager first year over hunt. Just because this is a more solid creature, it pairs better in White X. Yeah, I am kind of heavily focused on White X, go figure. There's a Defiant Strike, which is fine. Heated Debate would be nice. I might actually just take the Arrogant Poet here, though. If I'm starting to think that black is not kind of open, I will take the Heated Debate. It is more splashable. Though we are, I'm just not too convinced. So we'll take the heated debate. We'll see where it goes. Though I am liking our white cards. Our black cards, not so much. This one technically counts as a white card. Yeah, this one's more of speculation. See what. Also nice of them to add the reminder text. This includes the ward ability. A little bit of a stall. Actually, no, it's quite evenly paced all throughout. I am actually concerned about them. Okay, we got a Silver Quill Pledge Mage, which is it's fine. Pest Summoning gives us our first lesson. Not the best one to pair with Rice. But Silver Quill Pledge Mage is kind of replaceable. That said, this is playable if we go mostly mono white. Yeah, we'll take that. There is another Professor's Warning. Looks like Prismari. Looks like Red and Prismari in general are underdrafted. Show of Confidence came back. There is also a Crushing Disappointment. Not exactly the best. Not exactly the best spell for this one. Make Your Mark is kind of fine. You can cast it on a creature that's about to die. I think I'd rather take the Show of Confidence though. That said, we do need to start hitting creatures. Thank goodness we hit the Spectre. I would rather... Campus Guide fixes our mana, but we don't need it that much. So I'd rather just take Spectre here. There's a Village Rites, which we can play. There's a Lorehold Campus if we're considering the heated debate. We don't exactly have that many creatures. We might... So this is really speculative, but I think I'll take it. Yeah, the red is kind of flowing. If I were to take a red card here, it's most likely going to be the Pillar Drop Warden, but I'm probably not going to run it. Relic slot, none of these are great. Liking that sound there. Second pack is going to pretty much define how we're going to do for this draft here. I'm liking our early game. I'm not quite liking... Well, I'm liking our initial parts of the early game, but we have way too many non-creatures. There's a Start from Scratch, so a red splash might be paid off. Ooh, there's a Magma Opus. But we really need creatures here. So the Arrogant Poet would be good, Star Pupil would be good, Ageless Guardian, not so much. I probably don't want to pass a Magma Opus. Yeah, this one's replay. I'm gonna just take this one. That's just me being greedy. Ooh, this one I can take. Selfless Glyph Weaver is pretty solid here. It's solid as a creature. We're super unlikely to cast the Deadly Vanity part. Dueling Coach is a bit on the expensive. It's a bit expensive. I would rather have Killian, to be honest here. So Killian's pretty solid here. Also, we need to start drafting a few lessons, though we really are going to be on the lookout for the colorless ones. Leech Fanatic is fine though. I probably would prefer that over Starved Pupil. Accelerating Elocution. That's passable. Study Break's also quite passable as well, as in it's quite easy to pass around. We are actually heavier on black, all things considered, though. Yeah, I think realistically that seems to be the case. The Heated Debate Splash is probably not going to make the cut. Village Rites probably not going to make the cut unless I start drafting some. Unless I start drafting some Pest Summonings. Inkling Summoning would be kind of fine too. Not really liking our curve as far as creatures are concerned, only because we have so few of them. Although Killian is pretty solid if we have ways to protect. Professor's Warning is a fine way to do that, I guess. Selfless Glyph Weaver is also a good fine way to protect stuff as well, I suppose. Okay, looks like cards are kind of... wouldn't happen to be any... no one of note. Maybe pay attention to names in case some... There's a Tezzera's Gambit. In reality, I would rather have a creature. Cram Session might be fine as... We have one learn card, but no good lessons per se, so I'm actually gonna probably take the Stonerise Spirit here. Shame we're passing a lot on the rares, but we kind of want to win. On the flip side, I could just take another Leech Fanatic. Yeah, I think I want to take another Leech Fanatic at this point. There's a Detention Vortex, which is usually really bad. Also, it looks like we're going to have to heavily draft our lessons in the third pack here. Do I want to take Detention Vortex? Honestly, no. I would rather have the Cram Session here. We are kind of shy on removal. Yep, Stonebinder's familiar. That would have been a payoff for the for the Spirit. Agonizing Remorse is kind of fine too. We do need more creatures. Yeah, I think we take the Stonerise Spirit this time. We don't exactly have a lot of exiling we can do. Fracture. No, now we take an Owlin Shield Mage. And now we take an Arrogant Poet as well. Yeah, we're going to be super heavy on black here, so it's actually closer to a black X deck. Not heavy on the... Still could use some good lessons. That's one thing to consider. Do we take the Disappointment now? Reflective Golem. Targets only reflective. You may pay 2 if you do copy. Then you may choose targets for the copy. This one doesn't really do much. I think I'd rather take this one. It's an instant draw tool. There's a Plum to Forbidden, but I think I would rather have... I'd rather have the Eager First Year again here. Another Professor's Warning, 10 to pass. Elocution... we can speculate on one Elocution, I suppose. None of those cards do anything. Actually, that's not fair. It doesn't do anything for us. Also, we should also be on the lookout for Archway Commons. Hey, the Familiar made it back. I'm not sure if we're gonna actually run it. There's a Biblioplex and there's a Memory Lapse. Ooh. I would rather have the Humiliate. There is an Inkling Summoning that I really would want to take as well. I probably should take one of these now. Humiliate is... meh. Oh my gosh. I have to decide between Day of Judgment and Baleful Mastery. Oh my gosh. This is really bad. I'm gonna take the Day of Judgment because it's mythic, 2, it's the best reset effect. It's a board wipe. A lot of our creatures are small. There's an Ephemerate. I guess we can take that. There is an Essence Infusion as well. Honestly, we probably should be taking the Silver Quill Campus to help our mana a bit. We don't really have any ETB, so I already got the Mythic, so I'm happy passing the... I guess I could also take the Star Pupil. Nah, we'll take the Silver Quill Campus. Let's get some fixing. Agonizing Remorse. We will take a Guiding Voice now. But there's an Introduction to Prophecy. That would have been great too. 12-9, so we probably want to cut some spells. We probably cut the Cram Session here. Show of confidence is still fine, considering we have a lot of Professor's Warnings. We could chain it up quite a bit. But we have very poor in terms of targets, just the Inkling summoning. But we do have some solid rares, I would say. I'm kind of glad for those. I'm also gonna make sure that we are not messing ourselves up. Another Star Pupil, Crows and Grip, we don't really need that. Is this now the time to take a campus guide? I'd say yes, it is. Yes, now is the time to take campus guide. Defend the campus would be fine too as far as removal is concerned. Okay, we'll take another Pledge Mage here. So we've gone really light on the Learn Lesson, but that's fine. So it's pretty much aggro them out as much as possible. Although, yeah, our removal is really poor. We have to be the one pressing the advantage here. There's a Prismari command, but am I more willing to cast a Spiteful Squad? Maybe. Probably a Star. I would prefer the Star Pupil. Spiteful Squad does give us some. Yeah, we'll take the Spiteful Squad. It's a. And pretty much the reason is if I'm going to cut cards, I'm probably going to start cutting white cards. We have to take the Archway Commons here. There is a Duress, which is generally better here because of all the non-creature spells that everyone's casting. Okay, nothing for us. Okay, we got another Leech Fanatic. Okay, now this will allow us to shift out of white and more towards. We still have to take a Defend the Campus though. I am willing to go 16 lands here or do the 41 card special here. Rise of Exodus is probably the weakest one of the bunch. But I am liking the 15 and 9. We have Star Pupil. Okay, we'll take one off on the off chance. So this one has the potential for disaster, I'll be honest here. Our interaction is mostly about defending creatures, so we definitely want to have creatures in our opening hand. We definitely want to have opening plays. Professor's Warning is more of a defensive combat trick. Let's put the commons and the campus. 8/7. More. I'm more willing to lean it like that. I am also willing to lean it on a 16. Though, let's see, what are our 4 drops? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 cards that are more than... Ideally, I want to cut... Maybe we do cut this, go 14 and 9. Yeah, okay, I guess we can cut one of these. We'll test this out as we go along. Though we are leaning on heavy early black. The Leech Fanatics are hopefully gain us enough life to keep us in the game long enough. Though we have to remember that as far as our late game goes, we don't really have any. So that might be an issue. That said, turn 2 Arrogant Poet, turn 3 Silver Quill Pledge Mage is fine. Not liking, we do need one more land to get turn 4 Magecraft. Do they have a turn 1 play? Oh my goodness. Oh, it's an Adventurous Impulse. If they choose land, that means that they have a lot of spells in hand. If they choose spell, that means they have a lot of lands in hand. Reckless Amplifier, I am willing to trade the pledge. I'm willing to trade the Poet for it, so I'm going to offer the trade. We'll only start. Okay, so since our opponent is unlikely to have X1 removal, they might have Mage's Onslaught, which would be annoying. Ooh, green, white, red. Okay, this. I probably should be splashing more often. I do have. It gives us more options here. Though I think this is just Mage Duel. No, Bayou Grub. Ooh, nice sap. I'll take the lifelink. And we do have Rise of Exodus for our opponent's next big creature, so let's keep that in mind. We can also now start paying for Arrogant Poet to fly. Ooh, okay. Not a good sign if you're casting Trilling Discovery in the well, they might have another 2-drop. So also they might have synergies with discarding cards. But if they're discarding these cards, yeah, this is not good for our opponent. Sunrise Spirit. Opponent probably trades? Nope. I would have been fine if they did. I am not liking the fact that we are running the risk of flooding, though we do have a campus out, so that we might have some mitigation for it. At least we know. That's not it. But we definitely have to. We definitely have to exile that. We'll go with lifelink because either option is juicy enough for Stonerise Spirit to block anyway. I could also just swing with the Eager first here, but our opponent's gonna just leave this forever. I might as well force them to. I will also note that we actually have an Archway common, so we can actually get those other two. Opponent might actually have a combat trick. Big play. Okay, sure. Let's see which one our opponent blocks. Okay, they're blocking the Pledge Mage. Opponent finally hits their black. So, Spiteful Squad. This is where our lack of removal is going to really hurt us here. So I'm actually going to play the Eager first. We're going to hold back on this one. Probably see if we can get our opponent to start swinging, which is unlikely. The more likely part is that they're going to start stabilizing, which is a problem because we do need to start hitting back quickly. Owlin Shield Mage. Sure. Fanatic. I guess I'm willing to as long as I can keep going white, this is an option. I do have to remember that big play is a one mana trick, so that might. Oh, opponent's gonna trade them both off. That's probably not a good idea. Let's just play out the Leech Fanatic. Opponent really wants to trade this off, but we're not gonna let that happen. Since we only have very few expensive spells, I am going to just subscribe Silver Quill. Definitely want to keep the Lash of Malice up though. So if we cast this on that, they get a super blocker, but no, they'll get a super blocker, but they'll be down to only one blocker. Let's see, they kind of have to go for this if our opponent has. Okay. Oh, but it goes on the battlefield tapped. Opponent went to the rare draft, so let's hope that it's not one with an ETB effect that might ruin it for us a bit. But we know we can get 6 damage through. Yeah, I don't see a reason to pay for Arrogant Poet here. Opponent says good game. Do they have something? ETB tapped. Sacrifice to learn. Okay, do they have an... There are no instant speed lessons. They might just discard to draw and see if they hit something. That's probably the better play. No, they opted not to do either. They're just going to take it. Okay, not bad. We kind of pushed through that one, though. I don't think our opponent did any favors by going 4 color with a lot of weird stuff. But we'll take that win. It's pretty solid. Well, okay. Hold on. My goodness, hold on. Good, yeah, good. Hey Daniel, good evening to you too as well. My goodness, I really need to I need to find a better way of improving reading the feed. It's not easy to read it like this. But yeah, how are you doing? Also, I have. Like I press refresh chat, but chat is kind of borked on Streamlabs also. View your live stream in the web browser. I can go to the dashboard. That opens another page. We're definitely keeping this. We have early removal. We can go into turns. We can start clogging the board. Yeah, I need to turn this on so I can see messages. Apologies for the 1 dip in frame rate. Opponent goes for a turn 1 star pupil. Let's nuke this now before they play something. We'll now play the Leech Fanatic. I could also just play Eager first here. It gives us more damage, but this is the more expendable one. Opponent not having a turn 3 play. We will swing. We'll just swing first. Yeah. Did our connection get borked? Hold on. Yeah, maybe. Kind of got worked. Oh wow, it really got worked. Hold on. Oh, come on. Yep, waiting for server. Give me a second. This happens quite a lot. It's not funny. So give me a sec. I'm gonna open Arena again right away. That's as soon as you see something like that happen, you have to be ready to reopen. Might not be. I should have. But at this pace, it's possible that I might have missed my attack and missed the creature play. So, yep, we even missed the land drop. Unbelievable. Opponent gets Spectre of Defense. We could play a Show of Confidence now so we could start swinging through. Opponent should be suspicious. But that means it allows us to cast other stuff. Yeah. Yeah, we might lose this. If we lose this game, I'm gonna chalk it up to bad server. Shadow Mage Laureate. When another creature you control with flying dice. So this threatens to become a 3/4. Oh, come on. I'm already suspicious when this happens. I usually get paranoid and think I'm being DDoSed. Yeah, Vanishing Verse. That's fine. That's fine. Expensive combat trick. Well, not really expensive, but I'd rather they use it up right then and there. That allows us to play all. We can just show confidence. End of turn. It's a bit of a waste, but actually, yeah, that's a good point. I might have rather played Crushing Disappointment. Each player loses 2 life. That's, all things considered, not too bad. Opponent's going for the rush. Yeah, we're flooding right now, so no reason for Archway Commons. Fortunately, no show of we won't have Show of Confidence to semi-protect. Opponent goes for another Laureate, so we're gonna have to hopefully we draw into another spell so that we can combo off the Show of Confidence. Stonerise Spirit. Okay, we can kind of combo off actually. We are still going to grow 1 creature quite big though. Opponent's actually going to take it 2, 3, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to actually just land it for now, because opponent does not respect us. Hey, Tim Sopcack, thank you for liking the stream. How are you doing? So since you're tuned in just now, we are recovering from a slight disconnection. So we actually missed 1 land drop. We missed We missed one turn. I blame it all on the internet. Opponent has their own Owl and Shield Mage. We can punch through that. Opponent has 0 respect. We'll take it. Okay, blocking that way. So let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Now, technically, this would be enough. Yeah, that's it. Ha! No respect. But that's the power of the White X deck. You can just come out of nowhere. And that was pretty much how most people won back in those days when they were doing the draft. It's really about our opponent got all the evasive threats part, but they did not get the be ready for spells part. I was counting on them doing some blocks already, so I could at least kind of tin the board, but that turned out a lot better. We got pretty solid payoff out of that. So notwithstanding that slight internet disconnect, glad to see you recover from the disconnect. Yeah, all things considered, we did just fine. Okay, this one, we do have... I might do Campus Guide. Let's see if our opponent has removal. They probably do, it's fine. Okay, no tree drop. I don't think they have a flash. Umbral Juke. Okay, 2-1 flyer, that's fine. Let's see if they go all out. Because this is 5 mana, so every time they grow this, they're spending a bit. I'm fine with them doing that because that means I can just go defend the campus. I also want to see if they... Okay, they're just running removal spells instead. Take the hit. Okay, I actually want to decline this. Yeah, let's decline that. As long as nothing happens to our Archway commons, we do have enough white mana. Let's see if our opponent... Closing statement. Oh, they're really going all out. So we're gonna chump block here. Yeah, this is now worth casting Day of Judgment over. Opponent goes for the Hunt for Specimens. We can go for Owl and Shield Mage as a follow-up here. That said, our opponent probably is running the much better one. They have a lot better removal. They have a much better removal suite. I should actually double check the Mercurial Transformation if that would have been an option. Probably not. Guiding Voice. No, that said, they can go for... Ooh, it kind of dodges this, but I can still block with Inkling Summoning. Yeah, opponent having all the gas removal. Yeah, they had a really solid draft there. Yeah, going for the lifelink here. Just to give ourselves a buffer. It'll be really bad if it turns out our opponent has Killian. It's a bit of a race. We are going to hold back on the show of confidence a bit though. It's now our turn to be greedy here. They are holding up a lot of mana though. So this is the moment of truth now. Yeah, that's it. Opponent did not have anything. I was really concerned about those two cards in hand. So we survived that one. Very close, I might say. I really felt nervous on that one. But, yeah. Kind of fortunate our opponent did really run out of gas at that point. Opponent did the right thing to not play those excess lands. If those excess lands were not campus or otherwise had any other special effect, yeah, I would not play those. Somehow surviving. We've been yet to play either of our rares, which kind of is a sign of the nature of this particular format. Okay, got our opponent. Let's get ready to go. Really missed Strixhaven. Okay. This one's a bit action light. I am willing to go with this though. Turn 2 eager first year cadet. Eager first year. Yeah, we can hold Professor's Warning as a way to protect. Then at least we got the Crushing Disappointments. Hopefully it's not too disappointing. Also of note that most of the removals are 3. I'm gonna swing with this one first, see if our opponent does have a response to this. I suspect they do. Tap. Yeah, sure, that's fine. No need to cast the Professor's Warning over that. Yeah, remember when Strict Proctor is primarily the way to mess up. Is primarily one of the ways to benefit off Lotus Field. Opponent did play their land already. So going for Pledge Mage, that's fine. Opponent probably does not block. Yeah, so we're gonna keep the aggro going. Yeah, probably should have just cast that for the extra point of damage. Though I was concerned that it might have incentivized them to block. Yeah, in this case we are a little bit too fast. So unless our opponent has a third color, there's no good reason for them casting environmental sciences. Well, they might EV into ES into a 2-drop. That makes more sense. Expel. Sure. Yeah, first year did not quite pan out. Also, this is an exile effect, so that would not have helped either. But now the race is on. Nor hold command. This is spell-based removal. They do gain some life, so that's a whiff. Ooh, we could go Leech Fanatic, but I'm gonna go to the Crushing Disappointment first. I'm now going to actually just play the Leech Fanatic now because it puts more pressure on their board. Opponent goes for the ES, sure. Let's see what their 4-drop is. Trilling Discovery, gain even more life. Yeah, maybe we should have kept that Lash of Malice. That would have been pretty nice. Into a Lorehold Apprentice. That's fine. So we'll take the 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trades this off. That's fine. Also, no spirits around. So far so. Ooh, they have Lorehold, and it's an attack trigger. So we'll see what they hit off the spell. Unfortunately, it has Vigilance, so we are going to be passing quite a bit. Pigment Storm, targeting Spectre, which is unfortunate. Yeah, we might lose to Velomachus. Yep, we're gonna lose to Velomachus. There's no good way around it. I can hold creatures back, but as long as they keep hitting spells, we're in trouble. And I only have a Defend the Campus that can reliably take this out into another Pledge Mage. Yeah, we gassed out there. This time our opponent gets the win. Yeah, Why does this have that vigilance? But yeah, if our opponent was able to castle, our opponent did have a plan. It was just some lean under mythic. Into a Mizzix Mask. Well, they're gonna cast the Pigment Storm again, so that's pretty much a safe concede already at this point. Sometimes your opponent just drafts all the mythics. We can't do anything about that. Well, good for them. Good for them. So, as far as our results are concerned, three wins, 1 loss. Ideally, I would like to get a 4th win to at least get most of our to get our gems back, so to speak. More wins, the better, but at least 1 more. Yeah, but that does highlight our weakness. We barely have any hard removal. I am willing to go with this but whether we go Strict Proctor or Leech Fanatic depends on the colors our opponent runs. If I see green, blue, okay, white does have a few ETBs, but not that many. Illustrious Historian's not one of them. I'm gonna offer the trade. Really not ideal, but okay, we hit our 3rd land, so that's a solid. If I don't have the Guiding Voice, I don't want to. Let's give them a juicy heated debate target. No, they're just landing it up. They might actually have some removal. We'll see if they do. And also, this is not the Vigilance Menace. Okay, now we just... Oh, Killian helps. So I have multiple options. I can cast it on the Eager First Years. That gives it enough to swing through. I can cast it in the Pledge Mage. It does the same thing. Let's see if our opponent blocks, because we just offered it. Maybe we shouldn't be offering those blocks until we hit our 4th land at least. They have another relic slot, but Killian gets through. Actually, Defend the Campus also gets through as well. So opponent cannot afford to play 1:1 creatures anymore. Going for the Fateless Looting. So let's see what they... please don't tell me this is another guy who draft... Well, if they're pitching lands, it's not Velomachus. Field Historian's not quite it. So I can swing for 3. I'm gonna start gumming up the board now. And this can combine with Crushing Disappointment for the win, I guess. Yeah. I did speculate on 1 relic slot because I figured we might want a late game card, but okay, we are still probably gonna crash. Yeah. The weakness on red-white is that it has way too many expensive cards. If they take out Killian, it'll be sad, but yeah, they can't afford to swing it. Okay, they're gonna rip apart Killian. That's fine. So we can't cast this. Do they have removal? No, they don't have removal. Crushing Disappointment was the removal. Yeah, that's how it feels to kill Killian, but well, we'll take the win there. that was quite fine. Okay, so not bad. We did get our 4th win. Let's see if we can get more. Also, I should check this one. Okay, yeah, like not at all. Okay. I would have preferred to have some black mana, but we can kind of start on this. We'll definitely be playing the Eager first year. We can, yeah, Eager first year it is. So next turn, Archway Commons with the option to Guiding Voice. Opponent playing 3 color. Biomathematician. Let's just kill this now. Yeah, opponent just takes it. Can't play the Leech Fanatic. No reason to play Guiding Voice. We'll pass. We'll just swing with this one. Our opponent might have a pump effect. I'm willing to give up the Eager first year for it. No, opponent's just laying it through. Okay. Leech Fanatic. And Archway Commons, because this is one of the more awkward ones to play out. Also because I might have the random need to grab Start from Scratch. Maybe not Mercurial Transformation, but Start from Scratch definitely. We will just play Owlin Shield Mage, even though... Yeah, we'll just play the Owlin Shield Mage. There are a few counter spells we could run into. Nope, not this day. Also, opponent using their Heated Debate makes me more comfortable to use this. Now let's see. They have the option to not pay it. And they did it correctly. They did have the other Heated Debate. So opponent did have the removal to stymie us a bit. So Quandrix Command. Okay. So now Guiding Voice has something to do into another biome. Now this would have been the best place to have Strict Proctor way too late. And I'm gonna play the Strict Proctor now because I don't know what our opponent's last card might be. Yeah, but definitely wiping the board is key there. And I think our opponent might be stuck. Let's hope it's not another removal. Yeah, we're going Inkling Summoning. Now they might have a serpentine curve, which would be really annoying. They might also have a magma opus, which would really be annoying here. Though at least opponent's going for the scry one, so we should also be ready to do the same. Quandrix Apprentice. Yeah, definitely taking the Professor's Warning. This one only tutors for lands. Bury in books. Okay, sure, that's fine. We lose the token. Let's see if our opponent blocks. Opponent does block. So again, same system. We definitely have to keep holding onto the campus. Opponent hits a Quandrix Cultivator, so... Oh, and they do have the mana to pay for this, so they're definitely gonna pay. Oh, they chose not to pay. Which makes zero... Ah, okay. Because they valued the tutoring of this one more, which makes sense. Yeah, we'll take the Arrogant Poet. Yeah, so this time we're gonna just try to keep punching on with flyers. Yeah, we're kind of doing it wrong, doing it on our upkeep. And that's also because we do have expensive spells. But we also know that most of our spells are on the cheap end. This time our opponent will pay. But we can pay life just fine. Yeah, we'll keep that. Let's see if our opponent block. Yeah, our opponent will chump block. That's a given. Okay, now they've kind of flooded out. This only hits power, so we'll probably do the +1/+1. And that should force our opponent to have removal for the Strict Proctor and a blocker for the Leech Fanatic. And the second Leech Fanatic. May it not be a Magma Opus, please. Opponent likes what they see, so it is something. Bookworm. So they gain some life, they draw a card, play a land. We got Pledge Mage, which is fine, I guess. Because I know if realistically, the correct answer is just to swing with the strict Proctor and wait. So now we're gonna set the stop on our upkeep this time. Never mind, opponent concedes. Look, we managed to survive that one. Ooh, that was pretty solid. And with that, we finally get to gold really quickly this time. Don't mind the 2 weeks where I really bummed out on those drafts. Yeah, Strixhaven is kind of my jam. And with that, we're now on 5 wins. Let's see if we can keep going. That's a nice thing to say. Well, it's even possible your opponent, our opponent might not even be human. Nah, For the most part, I don't suspect. No, if Sparky's any way to go by, no, we don't have any AI opponents. They've already said that the Magic is really too complex, and I think it has to do with. It's possible. It might be possible to program an AI based on just for specific decks. There was this one old program that kind of did it, albeit very poorly. Speaking of poorly, I definitely want to mull this hand. If I don't draw a third land, we're stuck with an Arrogant Poet and a Professor's Warning. This is slightly better. The Day of Judgment is sus, but so is the Rise of Exodus. So at least we have the turn 2, turn 3 play. Now we just need to hit. Oh, I twitch. Okay, we got the Professor's Warning. It's been a long time since I last saw this. I'm suspecting black-green. Lash of Malice. Professor's Warning could... Okay, black-green. Definitely taking it. Does our opponent... No, opponent doesn't have a blocker, so... We'll swing first. Let's see if our opponent has the removal spell. Okay, no. Play the Pledge Mage. Now we just need one more white mana, then we have Day of Judgment backup. Ooh, what? Hall of Oracles. It's a way to buff the eye twitch, sure. But our opponent is kind of going aggro on it. Since right now it's trading, I don't need to activate Professor's Warning quite yet. I would rather save it for a removal spell. Or perhaps to save it to trade off against an Inkling Summoning. Mage Hunter. Question, do I want to just Day of Judgment now? Let's see how our opponent blocks. Because if they block that way, I can just go for the +1/+1 counterplay here. Not so sure if I want to play the we'll play the Arrogant Poet. We need to represent enough damage to convince our opponent to start gumming up the board. Though our opponent is kind of aggro here. Yeah, no need to pay. Yeah, that's the one I would block. And next turn end of turn we Silver Kill Campus, start looking for more gas. Opponent hitting the rare lands. Activate if you have exactly 0 or 7. Is this a good spot? Not quite yet, because I can just choose to pay with the Arrogant Poet and fly over. Okay, definitely keeping that. I can also just choose not to pay the life, but I kind of want to pay the life here. Yeah, we're gonna hold on the Outlet Shield Mage for now. Opponent hits us for 5. Plays an Honor Troll into nothing else. I think a 3/4 what Archway Commons, don't need that. I think 341 is a good amount now. Ooh, Guiding Voice is nice. This does not have regenerate or anything. Okay. Now the question is, do they have a cheap counter spell? They might have a Plumb the Forbidden and just sack the entire board. It will draw them quite a lot of cards. Infuse. Oops. Oh, that's how they got the Blood Researcher back. Okay, that's fine. I expected them to target something else. But now we are... And let's see, Containment Breach. Yeah, that's fine for us. So we are going Shield Mage into Guiding Voice into Inkling Summoning. But we... Opponent has their own Owl and Shield Mage, but I'm fine with that, I guess. Also have a Leech Fanatic. If our opponent happens to have removal, we're in real trouble. Mage Duel would be a problem. Putrefy. Yep, that's a problem. Yeah, we're probably not going to win this. This one's only going to stem the bleeding. Yeah, maybe... Could I have... Maybe I could have held out long enough. If our opponent was too greedy, I could have maybe baited out more cards. It's hard to say. So 5 wins, 2 losses. Any loss could be our last. At least we made back our buy-in, so I can't complain too much. And considering how little removal we have, I'm kind of fine with this. Okay. Honestly, this is a really hard choice to keep. We don't have action until turn 3 when we really want to have action earlier. I might draw into it earlier. I might also not draw into it, which is a problem. We'll take the risk. Anyway, it's the last game of the... It might be the last game. I wouldn't mind if it's the case. Also, us going first helps. Does our opponent have duress? So we lose... Crushing Disappointment is the most painful one. Show of Confidence is our finisher, but if you know it's coming, Rise of Exodus, okay, that's fine enough, I guess. Let's see if our opponent has... No, so it's just an unwilling ingredient. So next turn we can go Crushing Disappointment, give Silver Quill Pledge Mage Flying. Yeah, I kind of need the extra cards since I did take them all. Our opponent might have a response. It is what it is. The land's a little bit well, actually, yeah, it's a bit disappointing since we already lost the Rise to Exodus. We still have a Guiding Voice at least. Big play, has reach, eats the Pledge Mage. Yeah, sure, that's fine. So now we're kind of off to the races. At least we have a Leech Fanatic to help us catch up again. Bayou. Opponent sacking the... Okay, sure. Now we do have an interesting sequence with the Leech Fanatic and Show of Confidence. So opponent knows the Show of Confidence, but they don't know about the Professor's Warning. Karok Wrangler. Let's see if they get greedy and swing. Yeah, they got greedy. Yeah, we need to give Indestructible. And now we can start catching up on life a bit. Still hurts losing the Rise Exodus, but all things considered, that was not the worst. That was not the worst outcome yet. Opponent has a tenured Inkcaster, but can't pay Strict Proctor. Yeah, I'm gonna play out the Eager first here. Opponent probably has other ways of putting +1/+1 counters. But yeah, they now need to hold back blockers for Leech Fanatic. Hopefully we can hit the spells. Losing Strict Proctor, not the worst scenario now. Accomplished Alchemist does stonewall us a bit. I could trade for the Karok Wrangler at least, so I could trade for the Karok Wrangler or the tenured Inkcaster. But if I have no reason to trade, I have no reason to trade. Let's just swing for now. Opponent actually might be incentivized to... Oh. Search your library for a card, put it in the graveyard. If it's an instant, put a +1/+1 counter. Okay. Not a good time to be flooding, mind you. Really could use at least a spell for Eager first here. Opponent now goes down to 2. They do have a way to gain life. Oh, they can also sack creatures. Hold on, what's this? Now, they might still have removal, so that would have just reset the board. No, they did not. Having a... I never expected to cast Deadly Vanity, but we did get there. Hey! Not so bad, not so bad. So, next game is definitely our last. It's pretty much win or lose at this point. Let's see if we can get there. All in all, not a bad showing for Strixhaven. Should also... Okay, so... Slightly awkward keep, even though we have double Pledge Mage. I guess it's fine. Okay, it's not fine anymore. Well, we could still draw a 2-drop. We have quite a lot of those. No, we did not, so it's not fine anymore. We were going to be playing Pledge Mage, Show of Confidence. I will comment that our opponent not having a 3-drop is kind of awkward too. They might just have removal. I don't mind them spending removal on the tree one, since we do have. Ooh. Now this does get awkward if. Let's cast this first. Give this lifelink, see what happens. They might have a big play to protect it. No, Professor's Warning, +1/+1 counter, sure. I'm gonna set it to lifelink, there's no need for this to fly. Now let's see if our opponent is willing to block. Probably not, they have a 3/3 flyer already. Crushing Disappointment, not the worst thing to happen, especially after gaining life. Opponent might hold back, in which case Show of Confidence. Well, at least we get life out of it. I might still want to hold it for as long as possible though. Oh, opponent's swinging. They're trying to race. They might have a 1-drop. In which case Show of Confidence just gives the board flying. Yeah, we'll play the Leech Fanatic. I was actually expecting us to be behind, but our opponent having only played one creature in the whole interim. Okay, they've now played a second creature. Did they just go flyers? Now let's see if our opponent goes aggro and swings. Guiding Voice makes it a 2/4. No, 3/4. Expanded Anatomy is going to make it even worse, so we have to keep that in mind. Probably not swinging with Leech Fanatic. Our only saving grace is that our opponent's still swinging. Let's see how our opponent blocks. Yeah, it's a bit redundant. But the opponent's down to 1 life. And so that grows that to a 4/4. Opponent's going to grow it quite big, but they do want to have another blocker. And it cannot be an... Well, they probably just choose not to swing with this. I would have liked to play Professor's... I guess there was a chance we could have opted to play Professor's Warning, hit with the damage. But then our opponent just still has multiple blockers. Pledge Mage, they cannot swing. Well, neither can we. We can actually just take damage for now. Opponent going Killian. Into a Reflective Golem, but they tapped out to do so. Another Leech Fanatic. I guess we can keep trying to go white. It's better than just hitting another land, I suppose. Yeah, let's just grab the Leech Fanatic. Please swing. Oh my gosh, opponent's careless. That was very careless of our opponent. Hey, Jericho Lagan, thank you for liking the stream. The bad news is, stream's over. Yeah, we won 7-2. So you, the short highlights are we did get a pretty solid white black draft. I will admit it did feel a bit short on creatures. I'll just show the deck against for Jericho. We pretty much started off on Strict Proctor. For some reason I have this relationship with this card, and we just pretty much went as aggro as possible. We were kind of missing some pieces, but we only have 2 learn cards and 1 realistic lesson card to cast, which is Inkling Summoning. Though as long as we kept the aggro pace going, that did not really matter that much. We did have the option of casting Start from Scratch and Mercurial Transformation off the Archway Commons, but realistically speaking, we didn't really want to. We did get rewarded with Day of Judgment on the 3rd pack, so there is that. Otherwise, pretty solid. Though for the most part, we won games off Pledge Mage, we won games off Leech Fanatics, won games off Eager First Year, mostly off Show of Confidence plus 1 spell. I won 1 game, the game previous to the last one off Deadly Vanity. Lots of things to talk about. That was pretty wild. Yeah. Anyway, that is pretty much it for the draft, and that's it for this show. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like what you saw, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, turn on notifications and whatnot. I should actually claim the prize. Ooh, Argenta Masticore. I wonder if they fixed this card yet. Let's claim those 3 packs so that have something to show. But yeah. Oh, claim those 6 packs. I keep forgetting. Yeah, but pretty soft. Well, rare wild card's not bad. It does bring us back up to 60. Ooh. Tanazir Quandrix. Oh yeah, they adjust. They never fixed Tanazir Quandrix. Well, it was actually a buff, so that one stayed. Well, we're getting a lot of the mythics now, but not much to write home about. Anyway, yeah, that's it for the show. If you like what you saw, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, turn on notifications and whatnot. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you guys again next time. Many thanks to all those who tuned in. Danilo Carino, Tim Sopkak, Jericho Ilagan. Yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hope to see you guys again next time. Yeah, have a great day, everyone.